Hi, I'm Jonathan Kahn and I'm a communication skills trainer. And today we're going to be talking about active listening, the Swiss Army knife of communication. You can use it whenever you need to understand someone else's point of view. It could be your friends and family or colleagues. It could be people you don't know yet, or it could even be people you're in conflict with. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use active listening with some real examples, and then you'll learn how you can use it. And I'll tell you the pitfalls and top tips to remember. So let's get started. So I said I'm going to show you how to do active listening, but the problem is I can't really demonstrate this by myself because I need someone else with me to show you how active listening works. Hi, Jonathan. Hi, John. How are you doing? Yeah, good, thank you. How are you? Yeah, I'm doing fine. It's so nice to see you. How has your week been? Yeah, thanks for asking. It's been a bit of a mixed bag, actually. Before I show you active listening, let me show you what we normally do. This is what I call, that reminds me. I had a great meeting with my boss and she said I'm doing a good job. But I'm having these problems with my main project. Yeah, I thought we were on track to deliver the product on time, but legal are giving me headaches. They want us to put in these huge disclaimers everywhere, and I'm worried it's going to ruin the whole experience. Plus, I can't see how we're going to meet our deadlines unless they budge on some of their demands. Yeah, mate, I really feel your pain. It reminds me of that time I was moving house, and there were all these solicitors, and they wanted me to fill in all these different pieces of paper, and it's like, how many different pieces of paper do I have to sign and everything just to get a really simple contract done? I mean, I just wonder what they're thinking sometimes. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like that. So that's what my week was like. How was yours? And that was me talking about myself. Here's another way we tend to respond in normal conversation. I can't see how we're going to meet our deadlines unless they budge on some of their demands. Have you considered going straight to the General Counsel? That's what I do when lawyers give me grief. I mean, they've got to realise that they work for the company, not the other way around. Do you know what I mean? I hadn't thought of doing that, and then again, I'm not sure it would work. It's a complicated situation, but thanks for the suggestion. I'll bear it in mind. Now, I call this, have you considered? Which is me telling him how I would deal with that situation or trying to fix his problem. Now, let me show you active listening. I can't see how we're going to meet our deadlines unless they budge on some of their demands. It sounds like you've got mixed emotions at the moment. On the one hand, you're happy that your boss says you're doing well, but you're also questioning that given how much trouble you're having with legal on this project. Did I get that right? Yeah, that's it. It's like, you're telling me I'm doing a great job, but if I'm doing so well, why can't I resolve these issues with legal? I'm not sure what to do next. So the way active listening works is we first listen to what the other person says, and then we reflect back in our own words what we heard, and then we check for understanding. I'm not sure what to do next. Oh mate, it sounds like you're feeling stuck because while you want to do a good job, you can't see a way to do what legal are asking while still shipping on time. Did I get that right? Not exactly. I'm conflicted. I want to believe what my boss is telling me, but it doesn't figure. Either she doesn't know about what's happening with legal, or... So here's the formula. Listen, paraphrase in your own words, and then say, did I get that right? Then you wait, and they'll either tell you that you didn't get it right and try again, or they'll say more. And you can continue going for as long as you need to. Either she doesn't know about what's happening with legal, or it sounds like you're unsure whether your boss is being completely honest with you. Is that right? I hadn't thought about it like that, but you're right. She's not being straight with me. It's nice to be told I'm doing a good job, but if she won't back me up with legal throwing these new requirements at the 11th hour, you were hoping for more support from your boss. Is that it? That's what's bothering me, yeah. I know there's a way through this, but I can't do it by myself. Support is exactly it. Tell me more about that. Well, there's a lot of stuff I can resolve by myself. I'm used to sitting down with legal and working out what they really need, but it takes a lot of time. Yeah. They've come in at the last minute and something's got to give. My boss was saying the CEO is asking about our delivery date. I need some backup from her if we're going to push through to deliver on time. You know what? I'm going to book in a one-to-one right now with her to talk this through, ask for a bit more backup. Thanks, Jonathan. That chat was really helpful. You're welcome. Anytime. As you can see, when we used active listening, we got a lot more information out of John, and he actually worked out what was going on for himself and decided to take an action. Most of the time, in normal conversations, we don't use active listening. Instead, we normally do one of two things. We either talk about ourselves, oh, that reminds me, or we try and fix other people's problems, or what I think you should do is. And those things aren't listening. They're just taking conversational turns. It's called active listening because it's a lot of work. You're actively paying attention, trying to imagine what it's like to be that other person, and then reflecting back in your own words what you think is important to them and checking if that's right. Active listening isn't just for people you already know. You can also use it with people that you don't know yet who you'd like to build rapport with. For example, if you were meeting your new client. Hi, I'm John. Hi, I'm Jonathan. Really nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I understand you're going to be helping us with our strategy. Yeah, that's right. How are things going with you at the moment? Things are going well for us, thank you. We're on track to get our new ride-sharing apps into the app stores ready for Q3. All we're waiting for now is the translations. So again, I'm going to start with that reminds me. All we're waiting for now is the translations. It sounds like our brochures. We've had all the copy ready to go weeks ago, but we're just waiting for sign-off from stakeholders. Oh, I guess it's a bit like that, yes. And here's how that works with active listening. All we're waiting for now is the translations. Does this mean you're expanding into new markets? Yes, it's an exciting development for us. We've got solid market share here in the UK, but not much elsewhere. I'm particularly hopeful about Germany, although I'm a bit concerned about how well the concepts are going to translate. Because of the longer words, part of it's the language itself, yes, but it's more the cultural side that I'm worried about. Our app is all about sharing with friends and colleagues. I've seen the market research and it should work fine in other countries, but you can never be sure until people are using it. You know? It sounds like you're excited to scale your services to countries like Germany, and at the same time you're concerned about whether the ways people use it here will translate well to other cultures. Did I get that right? Yeah, for example, we have this really popular feature on the app. It's called Ride with a Mate. For whatever reason, that strikes a chord with our customers. And we've been told that there's a way to make this feature work in all the markets that we're targeting, but I want to make sure that it feels right. It sounds like it's not enough for you to just translate the app into German, because you want your service to really click with people, for it to enrich their lives in some way. I guess because you value the community side and sharing. Did I get that right? Yeah, that's spot on. Community is really important to me. I don't want to make yet another ride-sharing app. I want our apps to make a difference. So you can see there that we got a lot more information out of John when we use the active listening strategy. Some of the outcomes you'll see from active listening include that people talk more, people figure out what's important, and sometimes they even solve their own problems simply by talking it through with you. You can also use active listening in some surprising situations, like, for example, when you get into a conflict. So let me show you this. Imagine that I'm presenting to a big room full of very important people in my company about my latest project. And let's see what happens. Here we go. Hi everyone, I'm excited to update you on our digital expenses project. As you know, this is part of the CEO's digital transformation scheme. We're going to replace onerous paper expense forms with a simple smartphone app. It's going to save a lot of time and reduce emissions and be easier for everyone to use. So look, you can even take a photo of the receipt with your phone's camera. Isn't that good? Jonathan, let me stop you there. As Director of HR, of course I fully support the CEO's digital transformation scheme. At the same time, I've made it clear to you that the approach you're taking is flawed. I'm going to start by showing you how we would normally respond, defensively. I've made it clear to you that the approach you're taking is flawed. In fact, my team sent you a list of issues with this approach, and I don't think we've heard back from you. John, I'm aware of your concerns, and as I've explained to you before, we're going to make sure the system works for HR. It will work for everyone. Right now, I'd just like to share the progress with the rest of the team. But why haven't you responded to my team's questions? We've been busy. And here's what that looks like with active listening. I've made it clear to you that the approach you're taking is flawed. In fact, my team sent you a list of issues with this approach, and I don't think we've heard back from you. So John, thanks for raising these issues. I know we need to get the whole company on board to make this project a success, so I welcome your input. Now, it sounds like while you support the digital transformation agenda, you have some concerns about how we're implementing expenses. Did I get that right? Yeah, that's right. As I said, the approach is flawed. The current expenses procedure is based on years of considered judgments. You're riding roughshod over a system that works very well. Oh, it sounds like you think we're dismantling the current system without understanding why it's designed like that. Did I get that right? Yes. For example, the sign-off process. Under the current system, all spending is carefully controlled, with line managers approving budgets. It creates an audit trail and promotes efficiency. In your digital system, anyone can spend anything. How am I going to keep track of it all? It sounds like you're worried that the new system won't allow you to keep track of what people are spending because it's important to you that we control spend and that managers know what their staff are doing. Is that right? Yes. You need to come up with a new approach. Moving to digital doesn't mean throwing away what works. Thanks for your input, John. We're still designing and tweaking the system. Your feedback helps with that. I'll make sure that we include a way for you to keep track of your team's spending. So you can see there that while the HR director isn't exactly happy, we've done a much better job of understanding what's bothering him and potentially working out a way to bring him with us. Here are some pitfalls to avoid when you're doing active listening. First is saying, I understand, or I hear you. While that sounds nice, you don't really know whether you understand. It's not up to you to decide that, it's up to them. Try and check whether you understand by saying, here's what I heard, is that right? And that's a whole different type of interaction. The second pitfall is to ask people, how does that make you feel? A lot of the time people aren't really sure how they feel. But instead of asking that, try and guess. So think about, if I was that person, how would I feel? I'm probably quite frustrated. So it's like, oh, it sounds like you're feeling really frustrated because you wanted this to happen and this other thing happened instead. So guess how they feel and check if you've got it right. The final pitfall is kind of pretending to do active listening without fully committing. So this can sound like saying, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more, without any of the reflecting back. Or sometimes people reflect back exactly the words that the other person said, and that just feels like someone's made a recording and played it back, and that doesn't feel nice at all. So make sure that you are rephrasing in your own words what you heard them say, and then asking them if that was right. Here are my 3 top tips for active listening. First, leave space. Try counting to 5 after the person finishes speaking and see if they say more. Number 2, take the leap. Be ready to get it wrong. Just imagine you're them and try and say what's important, and don't worry if they say, no, that's wrong. In fact, it's a good thing if occasionally they say, no, that isn't quite what I meant, let me try again, because it shows that you're trying. And people really appreciate it when you try. And my final top tip is to practice. There are 2 main ways you can do that. The first is with a partner. Actually sit down with a worksheet you can get as a free download below this video and work through the exercises and actually try it out. But the other way is whenever there is a situation where you want to understand someone, just give active listening a try. Try saying, it sounds like, and seeing where it goes. So if you're ready to practice and learn active listening, here's how to get started. Download our free worksheet, which you can find linked in the description, and it has everything you need to be able to work with a friend to develop this skill, and it tells you the steps, the pitfalls, the top tips, and it also tells you a number of common scenarios and how you can use active listening in those scenarios. So give it a try, good luck, and let me know how you get on. And if you'd like to learn some more advanced techniques of how to use active listening or other communication skills, subscribe to this channel, and we're going to post lots more information about all the ways you can improve your communication with some soft skills. Until next time.